We're smooth 98.1 FM, 16 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock already, the 10th of November 2023. It's time for us to get inside the locker room as Princess Tega Onojiafe joins us right away for the postmortem and more for the weekend. Good morning,
Wait,
Tega.
it's the 10th of November? Hey, I've not bought Christmas right, so God, I beg you. Eh? Good morning, everybody. Thank God it's Friday.
Oh, Tega, come on.
I don't know what to say. 10th of November. Now,
Don't worry.
wow.
That bag of rice might come early before Christmas. How dare the
We,
princess not have a bag of rice? Come on, Tega, let's go.
let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. All right. So what's happening? Great news. We start off with great news. Luis Diaz's father has been released by the Colombian guerrillas. If I'm
That's
the
good
one, I'm
news.
carrying him straight to Liverpool. In fact, all my family members and my loved ones
How many
are
you
going
will
to be.
carry? How many will you be able to evacuate? Your family is large.
Maybe he will take his father, his mother, his brother, and his sister. Does he need to carry his neighbor? No.
Cousins, uncle.
Eh?
You know how we roll. You can't
Which
leave
cousins? Who is
cousins
we?
behind. We.
Who is we? Why? When did you start speaking French? Who is we?
Oh,
Go with your family. We are going straight to my house. That's where all of you will be under
okay.
CCTV cameras 24/7. All right, but that's great news. His father has been released, so we bless God for that. What else happened? The Billie Jean King Cup is going on. That's like the where countries play against each other in tennis, and so far Italy and Canada have made it through to the semis. Really fantastic tournament. But we'll be touching on what happened in Europa yesterday. Some big shockers.
Those
We'll
ones,
also
Europa, those ones, do they play football? What are we talking
those poor
about,
people,
Tega?
even those poor people football, some people could not afford a win. Even
Okay,
those poor people football, we have to talk about it. So
okay.
we'll talk about that, and then we'll also talk about the upcoming weekend, which could be huge for Chelsea, seeing as they're playing Manchester City. We'll also touch on that. Touch a little bit on the ATP finals. You know, the women had their final eight, which Iga Swiatek won. Well, the men's final eight will be starting on Sunday in Turin, so we'll touch a little bit on that. And then we'll talk about the list of the players invited for Nigeria. Some key names missing, and for good reasons too, but we'll touch on all of that when you tell us how we can be a part of the locker room.
To be part of the conversation inside the locker room this morning, it's very simple. Just get this number handy on 0809-444-0981. WhatsApp messages only. The number once again, 0809-444-0981. WhatsApp messages sent there. Then you can also be part of the YouTube engagement also, youtube.com/smooth 981 FM Lagos. You find us there. And Tega, that's what it is.
Let's start with the headlines and then we'll take it from there.
On the bill this morning, Djokovic faces Sinner, Tsitsipas, and Runa at ATP finals as Nigeria leave out Osimhen and Chukwueze for the World Cup qualifiers, and then would find Liverpool deserve to lose. That's according to their coach, Jurgen Klopp. Then also Real Madrid lose goalkeeper Kepa to injury as Mourinho on warpath as Derby Day inflames Roman passions. And then Chelsea versus Man City. Paul Merson says Pep Guardiola's side could play into the hands of Blues like Spurs. Then England squad, no Raheem Sterling or Reece James, James Maddison and Jordan Henderson both in. That's what she can find. Then unbeaten Bayern and Leverkusen leave rivals behind early in the race that's in the Bundesliga. Then, Tega, there we have it. Tega, you have to unmute now. So let's get into this one as we know that Novak Djokovic will take on Yannick Sinner, Stefanos Tsitsipas, and Olga Rune in the group stage of the ATP finals as the world #1 chases a 7th season-ending triumph.
All right. So, like I said, the women had their own final eight, and Iga Swiatek, who was, well, world #2, bidding to be world #1, won at the time. She was the informed player, had on a match-winning streak. Not the 37 she had in 2022, but still a match-winning streak I'm at 10, I think, so far. But she was able to dominate that tournament, winning all her group stages and then getting to the semifinals and the finals and then completely obliterating Sabalenka to take back her world number one after she defeated Jessica Pegula. So fantastic one on the women's end. The men, though, make it very interesting. Of course, Novak Djokovic is of the 8 of them. Novak Djokovic is the player in form and the big title player. He's also defending champion. And thinking about the fact that he just won his 40th ATP Masters, he's really gunning for that to finish the year end. Not just as world number one, but to finish the year end strong. Now there will be other contenders. I would say in his group, his group is good. So he has Sinner, Runa, and Tsitsipas. All those ones he will beat.
No drama.
No drama. I think he's on paper or and based on precedents. Those ones he will defeat. I think the people that would have given him the toughest tasks are on Carlos Alcaraz's team. So Daniel Medvedev and Carlos Alcaraz himself. Holger Rune, I would have said Holger Rune would give me a tough time on his team, but Holger Rune in 2023 has been a little questionable. 2022 Holger Rune, yes. 2023 Holger Rune has been a little distracted. And he was just coming into form in Paris after he got Boris Becker as his coach. But Novak Djokovic still beat him there. So it's going to be tough to see Novak going through the group stage and losing a match. He may drop a set or two here and there, but I don't think he would lose a match. So again, I expect dominance from him there. But again, this is the final 8 and stranger things have happened. So let's see how he turns up this tournament starting on Sunday in Turin.
That looks like a fine place to drift now to Super Eagles matters this morning, as Nigeria have confirmed a 23-man squad without injured Victor Osimhen and Samuel Chukwueze for the upcoming 2026 World Cup qualifiers against Lesotho and Zimbabwe.
Yeah, and that was interesting. You know, it's rare for you to see a big name miss out. The good news, though, is he's back in. Victor Osimhen is back in Napoli. If you were watching the Champions League, you would have seen him in the stands when Napoli drew 1-1 midweek. So yeah, so he's back in Naples and he's probably starting to get integrated with his physical training, just back into the team. So it would have been a tough ask to say he should come back to the country. He's not people like Neymar or Messi. You know, those ones were injured for their club sides. Then as soon as Argentina and Brazil called, both of them...
They are fit to go.
they appeared for their country and then Neymar picked up an injury again that is making his club side really mad. But yes. Even remember for the AFCON when Victor injured himself and he was, kind of back to fitness, but his club side still didn't let him go. They're like, you have not played for us, you can't go and play for your country. And I'm not sure he wields that power to just get up and come.
Affliction shall not rise a second time.
No, they can't try this one in January. We will go to Naples. They can't try this one in January. But it's understandable. He's just coming back from injury. He's getting back into light physical training with his club side. So that was expected for him to miss. But Chukwueze also missing from the list. But the good news is there's a certain Nathan Tega. A few of you would have seen him maybe last season in the Premier League, but he's in Bayer Leverkusen now. Brilliant footballer, a brilliant winger. So he's gotten his call-ups and he has an opportunity, to show Nigerians how he fits into the Super Eagles. Because it's one thing to have great potential. It's another thing to deliver on that potential in a team. So it will be interesting to see.
There is Mofi in that one too, I see.
Yes, we already know what he can do with the Super Eagles, but Tella, we want to see how he fits in.
Okay, it looks like a fine place. So let's drift on now, drift away to Liverpool this morning, as Liverpool deserve to lose. Klopp is the one speaking. Liverpool were second best in virtually all the decisive moments against Toulouse on Thursday, and fully deserved their 3-2 Europa League defeat. Manager Jurgen Klopp said of the, was that a farmer kind of football they played on Thursday?
Well, a tricky one. But Toulouse had everything to play for. They haven't played well in the Ligue 1. In fact, their coach, he's on the verge of being sacked. You know, they've typed out the letter, but they've not signed it. They've not signed it. So he desperately needed to win. And what bigger scalp can you take to secure your job than the Liverpool scalp? And he was saying, that Anfield is a completely different kettle of fish. At this one, they're playing at home, and they're going to make it tough for Liverpool. And boy, is it day. And before he started saying, it's just Europa, Liverpool played everybody. Gakpo, Jota, Nunez, Diaz, Salah. They still couldn't score. On the 9th, Toulouse had chance after chance to score. They were just cutting through the Liverpool defense. Had one goal ruled as offside, so it could have been had 2 goals ruled as offside. So it could have been a completely different story. Scored an own goal. So at the end of the day, in this 5-goal thriller, Liverpool scored only 1 goal.
And that was against them.
No. They scored only 1 goal because Toulouse scored the 2nd goal for them. So it was a tricky one. And then Liverpool thought they were getting into it. After Diogo Jota scored the goal to make it 3-2, Liverpool had the momentum. They were pressing Toulouse. Toulouse was just trying to survive. And then Liverpool thought they had gotten the equalizer. But it was rightly ruled as handball in the build-up. And I say this, maybe if referees blow when they should blow, then we will have all this long drama, because that ball clearly hits. McAllister controls the ball with his hand, whether consciously or subconsciously. He controlled that ball with his hand, and I felt that if the referee had blown for a foul at that time, maybe Toulouse would have lost the ball and Liverpool would have ended up scoring anyway. But the referee allowed the play to continue until the ball ended in the back of the net. Then VAR now calls him, and he now cancels the goal. So sometimes even the timing of things, I think if he called for the foul early, maybe Liverpool would have gotten back possession and gotten a goal. Sometimes just call for the foul. But a lot of people say, controversy. A lot of people say, I don't like VAR. But it was handball. He did control the ball with his hand. And so that goal was cancelled. And so Liverpool ended up losing. But I stand with Jurgen Klopp. He's right. They were second to everything. At 50-50 chances, they were second. Ball in the 18-yard box, they were second. Everything, they were second to everything. So it was not a good display on the 9th by them. The good news for English club sides, Aston Villa, West Ham, they both won their matches.
But the VAR call it didn't last up to 4 minutes and some seconds, did it?
Oh no, it lasted just a bit. Because the VAR viewed it, and then they called the center referee and say, you should see this. So it did last for a bit.
Okay, so we just would like to inform the listener that they being part of the locker room at this time would also like to get their reaction to the sports stories that Tega has been reviewing, and of course giving the post-mortem. Let's get to hear what your thoughts are on this ones on 0809 4440981 will be where to send it to. You can also choose to leave us a message on YouTube. youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos is where to find us. You're listening to The Locker Room, and Tega Onojiafe is still here. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa.
Yo, this is Jimmy Good in the house. You're listening to Smooth 98.1. It's not just thing.
What does future forward banking mean to you? Speed, innovation, convenience, lifestyle goals, or just simply getting service that is designed just for you? Yeah, we thought you might like all of that and more. That is why we specially created Providence Bank for you to take care of your daily experiences. At Providence Bank, we believe that banking should be all about you and your business and how to get you to the next level. If you do not already have a Providence Bank account, please speak with our business concierge on 0700 77 684 387 or email businessconcierge@providencebank.com to switch to a future-forward banking experience. Providence Bank, future forward banking.
They see all this plenty airtime and data. And it ain't flex. Now, dash me, you don't believe.
You get for this guy gonna be
Buy the glossy like this. First collect 1,000 naira. Welcome bonus, Sarah. As the phone we charge, you knock me 10 times airtime bonus. I also enjoy double data. Joy.
wait, you mean 1,000 naira welcome bonus, yeah? 10 times airtime bonus, yeah? Double that again? Yeah, how is it ever now?
You don't break it, give us now. What's right?
That was it. Anyhow, on top for 247 non-stop.
Damn, my people. Don't let grass grow on time and then get your soon today. That is that 777 hash. Buy and enjoy 10 times airtime bonus plus up to double data offer day for both new and existing subscribers there. Guy, I'm in front of your house.
What is it I'm looking at?
How fun.
Last night, you did change it and wait, wasn't it 2 days ago that you bashed your car? And now you're telling me another one?
Boy, now blessings on blessings on blessings.
Hey, you just upgraded like that.
Guy, baby, quiet.
So, Omas, any messages?
It's the car my insurance company, AXA gave me while my car is getting
Omas,
fixed.
any messages?
AXA gave you makeshift car.
Yeah.
The same company that took your car to Better Auto Shop all within 24 hours. Guy, why you not show me the way? Before my insurance company make me pack car for 3 months, they jump boss round Lagos.
Atsenuwa Moto Insurance is the one-time insurance feels like an upgrade and leaves you wanting to say thank you for what you truly deserve. Visit www.axamensar.com or call 0700 Axamensar today. Axamensar.
I am folks, and this is Smooth Breakfast.
We're Smooth 98.1 FM. It's still the locker room. It's gone 27 minutes before it's 9 o'clock, but still the locker room is open and we've got you in here. So you can be part of it also by leaving us a message reacting to any of the sports story this morning. 0809-444-0981. Of course, race down to a YouTube page and channel and then leave us a message. youtube.com/Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Tega, I see a message already for you.
All right, let's take it. Let's take that message.
AY from Oniru is coming with this one. Tega, you said it on Wednesday that Copenhagen's manager was brimming with confidence that his team will defeat the Red Devils of Manchester. Well, I guess you were right. Manchester United completely crumbled and it was so beautiful to watch. AY from Oniru.
I didn't say they will. I said they could.
Okay.
But they did.
I did eventually. So he just sent that in to acknowledge that, yes, Tega said it, and that's it. Again, you called it right. Let's begin this one from Real Madrid. And Real Madrid goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga suffered an adductor muscle injury warming for the Champions League game against Braga, which could keep him out for around 3 weeks. What kind of luck is that? Training for a game, picked up an injury.
I would say this, it's tricky, but Lumin got the opportunity midweek and he even saved the penalty. And after he saved the penalty, the wife had bragging rights. She was like, if Real Madrid doesn't promise us more playing time, we will move. I was like, who is we?
Oh, you see how the we come up.
But two have become one. So yes, it's we. Yes. But he did get the opportunity, and he's a good replacement for Real Madrid, and it must have been heartbreaking for him. So after Thibaut Courtois got injured, he would think that okay, maybe this is my opportunity to get more playing time. Unfortunately, Kepa Arrizabalaga was taken from Chelsea, or was brought from Chelsea to be the #1 goalkeeper. So that could have been a tough pill to swallow. But the opportunity has presented itself again. And here it is. He may just end up featuring for them and giving Ancelotti something to think about, because a lot of players want opportunities, and a lot of players are good, but they just don't get that starting opportunity. He's had his opportunity. Unfortunately, it may not last long, because again, there is the FIFA weekend, and by the time they return the FIFA from this FIFA break, Kepa may be back. But he gets this at least this weekend to shine.
Okay. So that takes us to Roma. Roma and Lazio will try to put themselves back in the Champions League picture on Sunday when they face off in this season's first Rome derby, a fiery fixture which has already set Jose Mourinho, the special one, still special, is it, on the warpath?
I will say this. Jose Mourinho, so I think what should happen is that the camera shouldn't show us the football, because I'm not sure that a lot of drama will happen there. Should just go to the pitch side, because Mourinho and Sarri will give us something. So Jose Mourinho was complaining that his team would not have enough days to prepare for this fixture. Because, you know, Lazio was playing in the Champions League, but Jose Mourinho's team played last night. In fact, they lost last night by 2-0 to Slava Praha. And so they're saying that they will not have enough time to rest, turnaround time to rest before they have to face Lazio in a derby that is not a good timing, it's not a good turnaround time for his team. So that's what he was complaining about. That's how Sarri now said, what is he complaining about? That he simply is going to play a friendly match. That's how Mourinho was like, why would you talk like that? You know who I am. I have 26 major titles. How many do you have? So that's where the fight is right now. So Mourinho has dropped his own gauntlet. I have 26 major titles. Before you talk to me, put your own Champions League on the table.
I see.
I'm waiting for the response, because the response will come today.
It's like, don't talk to me, talk to my achievements. Talk to my trophies.
Don't talk to me, talk to my trophy cabinet. Don't try that. You're not my mate. So that fight is going on, and it's very different from the fight that's going to take place on the pitch, because Lazio would seem to be a team in better form than Roma is. But because it's a derby, and because of the results that Roma posted last night, they may have the need to put up a better performance this Saturday. So I agree with Jose Mourinho. The turnaround time is not fair, but you when you're playing or coaching, when you're playing for or coaching a top club, you know that there's going to be midweek matches and there's going to be weekend fixtures. Just find a way to get your team to recover quickly. So, like I said, there should be one camera just stand facing the side of the pitch, and at every point in time, the producer should just be panning to that camera, because that drama seems more interesting than the football on the pitch.
Okay, so it looks like a fine place to go over to Chelsea now, as we see Chelsea beat London rivals Tottenham 4-1 on Monday Night Football, as Nicholas Jackson hit a hat-trick. And can they shock Manchester City in a similar fashion? Watch Chelsea versus Man City on Sunday live. That's it.
So Paul Mason was saying that when Tottenham squared up against Chelsea, a lot of people didn't expect that Chelsea will come away with a 4-1 victory. And they didn't see Nicholas Jackson scoring a hat-trick. That's what a lot of people would have thought. But he's saying that, Chelsea, Manchester City can play into their hands the same way that Tottenham played into Chelsea's hand. I'm like, so Chelsea is going to play back-to-back matches, and somehow the referee is going to give 2 red cards to Manchester City players. And even then, there's no guarantee that Chelsea can beat a 9-man Manchester City side, because if you saw them against Tottenham, I said, the goals that wrapped up the match came in the 94th and the 97th minutes. And the match was really filled with a lot of VAR stops and checks, and Tottenham players were a little, trigger happy with their tackles. And the most important thing is that clubs like Manchester City get favorable calls. as a big team, as any big team would be, it would get. It's not bias. It's just what it is. If you're a big team, chances are some calls will be overlooked for you. So as Paul Mason is saying that Chelsea can get one over Manchester City the same way they got over Tottenham, and I'm saying I categorically doubt that Chelsea can play back-to-back matches and their opponents will be reduced to 9 men. There'll be an investigation. In fact, I kid you not, there'll be an immediate investigation. What? Yeah. Man City 9 men. So I don't think so. I think what Chelsea fans should be doing is they should be remembering that win against Tottenham. Because Manchester City may just be bloody.
And you know that Haaland, he may be very hungry this weekend too.
I say Manchester City may be bloody. So let's just remember the 4-1 win and use that to console ourselves, because it could be 6-0 on over the weekend. So on that note, let's throw open the floor. How do you think Chelsea would fare against Manchester City? The number to send your messages to are
0809-444-0981 will be where we like to read all of those reactions as we head quickly now, as we pick up pace to get this next story in for you quickly. And this is letting you know that no room for Raheem Sterling or Reece James in England squad, but James Maddison, Bukayo Saka, and Jordan Henderson all included. England play Malta at Wembley on November 17 and travel to North Macedonia on November 20th in final 2 games for Euro 2024 qualifying.
I think it's ridiculous, though, that they're still calling all these names. I think players like Bukayo Saka too should have been rested. But England will if he can play all the minutes he's playing for us now, for them, he can certainly play those minutes for us. And because these are fixtures that, not just the fixtures that are winnable on paper, but they've qualified. So why are they? What's the need for all these heavyweight things? For Raheem Sterling, though, the question is, it still begs the question: what does he have to do? Because he's playing good minutes for Chelsea, and he's not playing poorly. You can question 1 or 2 of his decisions, but for him not to make the England squad, when I see some other names on the team, it's questionable, highly questionable by me. But coaches have their reasons at the end of the day, and they're the ones that pick their teams. So they will take those players. I think Reece James is the fact that he's just returning from injury, so they're also trying to manage that situation. So I understand why he's not being picked. But then again, Southgate will do what Southgate pleases to do. I think this should have been an opportunity to try out other players that haven't had the opportunity to play for England. Despite the fact that they're playing well for their club size. But hey, it is what it is. Like I said, coaches like who they like, and it explains the Henderson inclusion, regardless of club form.
So that takes us to our final story as we hear Bayern Munich face Heidem on Saturday, as the promoted side have the unenviable task of trying to stop the momentum of the side already vying with Bayer Leverkusen for this season's Bundesliga title.
So I will say this about Bayern Munich. The last time they played a team that nobody had heard of, they were knocked out of the German Cup. So as daunting as this task seems, I don't think they will take it for granted. And it's such a fantastic opportunity again for Harry Kane to keep scoring those goals. Well, because my goodness, remember when Lewandowski was scoring goals aplenty for Bayern Munich? Harry Kane was just like, okay, I'm going to do even more. And Harry Kane has been in fantastic form. Almost guaranteed the golden boot in the Bundesliga this season. He can leave the English one for Erling Haaland, but the one in Bundesliga, he's sure almost guaranteed to get it. He's in brilliant form. The team is still suspect when it comes to defense. Remembering how they set up against, in midweek where they conceded 1 goal, I think, against Galatasaray. So, and it made the last minutes of their match a little bit more tricky and interesting. So yeah, you can question them defensively, but offensively, they have a lot of goals in them, and they'd like to use this opportunity this weekend to take advantage of that. So we wait to see how that pans out for them. But for Bayer Leverkusen, great performance so far by Alonso. I don't know if he's a future Real Madrid coach or he's a future Liverpool coach, but that one of those two teams is in his future as a manager.
Word of advice. Word of advice for Bayern Munich as they go against Heidenheim this Saturday is simply approach opponent with caution. They might be armed and lethal, so approach with caution. So let's get in the messages now. Tayo goes in with this message. Says it's like some of these EPL clubs came to do excursion in Europe this season. Big shout out to Bruno, Lord Maguire, Rashidi, Rashford, and 10. Please make it a weekend to remember for banter. Who am I to doubt Paul Mason? Happy Diaz Father's Day. Well, he shouldn't forget to stop by at Smooth FM and pick up Omatseye on his way to Liverpool. So Tayo just found out my Colombian side of my family right now. Thank you so for digging that up. Adenike comes up with a message. You just have to hand it to Mourinho. I love the guy. And Chinancy says, hi Tega, for the fact that Chelsea defeated Spurs, but please, I beg you don't give this Chelsea team any hope. This team can't defeat Manchester City. Chinwe Nancy said that one. Final message here says from EJK from Oba. So Tega is asking how a fight between a deer and an elephant will pan out. Even in the fight, it is the deer's in the deer's enclave. I beg Tega, even if Man City gets 3 men sent off, Chelsea will at worst get a draw in the atrocious form they are now in. This is from a sincere Chelsea fan. Case closed.
Case closed. All right. So we see on Monday and we see how this would go. Whether it's a banter or it will be Chelsea fans like LK Aderogba coming with their
Aderogba also stopped by on our YouTube.
Please, let's hear his message.
It says, mark my words, that match between City and Chelsea will end in a draw. Okay, Chukwu also stopped by. Now, wow, how form in football get to change with a few moments. That's all the messages.
So okay, Chukwu and Aderogba are thinking that Chelsea can get a draw from Manchester City. Please, Manchester City has this weekend should come quickly. So on that note, let me rush to make sure that the weekend comes on quickly. But we'll see you guys back on Monday. Thank you for sending your messages. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you, Omatseye, for driving this. Till we see you on Monday, it's bye from me.
Have a great weekend, Tega. And stay tuned with Smooth 98.1 FM. Good morning.